Hello Pisces, welcome to Lotus Heart Tarot. I'm super happy to have you here today. We're going to dive right in with one of my favorite decks. If you are new to my channel, welcome, welcome. I am very happy to have you here. If you're a subscriber or someone who regularly comments, likes, shares my videos, I thank you for your support, and gosh guys, I just hope we all keep in mind these are general readings, so we take what resonates and we leave the rest. We don't make anything fit that doesn't. All right, Spirit, what can you show me for Pisces? For Pisces. For Pisces. Wow, for Pisces. Okay, Pisces, you're getting some super interesting energies. You have the Alchemy of the Magician on the bottom of the deck. You have the Alchemy of the Moon. You have the Alchemy of the Six of Pentacles and the Alchemy of Strength. Ooh, Pisces, these are all really beautiful energies. All of them. Wow. Okay, Pisces, I'm trying to decide where do I want to start. You know, I think I'm going to go ahead and start with the Magician energy on the bottom of the deck. I really love this energy. This is, in this particular deck especially, I always get the sense of it's... in order to be a magician, right, you have to be able to learn the trick. You have to be able to figure out how the sleight of hand works. And it kind of takes practice. And it kind of takes, sometimes maybe it even takes a teacher, or it takes, kind of how it's coming to me is a vision. And it changes the way you forever see something, you know? The first time that you're able to truly alchemize a situation, turn something that feels one way into something that feels a different way, we kind of begin to grasp our own power, you know? And it's kind of like with the magician. The first time he's able to pull off that trick that really fools someone, that genuinely sucks someone in and tricks them, you know, they understand their own power as a magician. They understand that they have honed and developed a skill to the place where, I don't want to say like it's working, but that's sort of the vibe that it's coming across as. It's like, I have this new thing at my disposal. And so what I'm getting from this, Pisces, is this energy that keeps repeating in your readings. That is, you have been through some sort of transformation or change. You may have changed the way that you've seen things. You may be opening up to new ideas, new philosophies. You may have new teachers out there. Sometimes, you know, you can read a book that's so powerful it forever changes you. Actually, one of the books that did that for me was The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, which is available for free on YouTube. And it's a short book. It doesn't take long to listen to it. And I promise you, I really believe it'll be worth it if you want to give it a try. If it doesn't resonate, you can just turn it off. No harm, no foul. But anyway, with this, you know, when you have a favorite book and you just want to tell everyone about it. Well, that's how I've always felt about The Alchemist. And I know some of you feel that way because you guys quote it in the comments and stuff. And I deeply appreciate that. I love it, love it, love it. I always love to be reminded of that energy. But it feels like, Pisces, this may be the situation where you have learned something. You have developed your ability to... I'm getting discipline and determination here, kind of energy. And sometimes these energies, I associate them with when someone is trying to move you from your place of peace, you know, or they're trying to win an argument, or they're, wow, I just got Karen Reed's face flashed in front of my eyes. If you don't know who that is, wow, what a crazy situation that is. But some people try to move us from our place of peace by sometimes even, you know, saying things that are not true, or golly nuts. This energy, I don't want to go too specific because this is a general reading, but sometimes we will feel the need to defend ourselves in a situation where we don't actually need to defend ourselves, because what is being said or what is happening has actually nothing to do with us and is not based on our truth. And like, you know, just wow, this message is intense, and I'm trying to say it in a like kind of a general simplistic way. I'm just going to tell you how it's coming across. You know how you have, as like in our court system in the United States of America, if you're a defendant and you've been accused of something, you have the right to remain silent. You have the right to speak or not speak on your own behalf at your trial. And what I'm getting is this right to remain silent energy, as in, you know, staying disciplined and determined and not letting something take your focus or shift your focus, and not letting someone turn you against you. Okay? And this is coming through as in, you know, sometimes if we're dealing with really lower vibrational energies, our priority may be to say, okay, wait, let me talk it through with you. Let's get here. But that kind of energy is based on the idea that that other person wants to hear what you're saying, or is even open to a fair negotiation, or a what in the world, you know, to even hearing what you're saying. Like they're even open to conversation or changeable, mutable energy. And that you could actually have some kind of impact with that. And oh my gosh, okay, it's coming through very clear now. Okay, so this energy of the magician is actually sort of sometimes knowing how to let someone else do themselves in. Whoa. Because if you remain in silence and don't feel the need to, you know, participate in a space where you know automatically, I mean, it's like you already know that you can't really change it by trying to be reasonable. And so, you know, you sort of withdraw your energy from the situation. The other person panics, or the other energy sort of panics and just sort of puts it all out there. And when they put it all out there, it's very clear. The message has become clear. So with this alchemy, with this magician energy, wow, this is very like, whoa. And I feel like I'm only scratching the surface of what could be very deep. I'm totally meditating on this after this reading, but it's like you, with the magician, you know, sometimes it is, oh my gosh, your own mind filling in the blank. So it is, you know, it is an illusion, the magician, the magic trick. It is an illusion. And it isn't really happening. But the person viewing it, their own mind wants to fill in the gap, or wants to make it make sense, or is trying to determine, can I believe this or can I not believe this? Or I don't know, but sometimes it pays to, you know, just lay it out there and say, here is the proof, here is what I'm talking about. And sometimes it the trick is to not say a word, to not acknowledge anything. And possibly you're fighting behind the scenes, or possibly you're doing something behind the scenes, maybe gathering evidence, maybe, I don't know. However you take this, just take it. I mean, just take what resonates. But if you let the other come out, it shows. They're going to show their hand. They're going to provide all the proof. It's like sometimes even it's just better for them. It's better to let them show their hand. And, you know, there is more than one way to go here. Yeah. Some of you are really in some kind of battle or some kind of fight, or it may be even for some of you that there is a pattern, a repeated pattern in your life of dealing with this type of person over and over and over again. And it feels almost like Spirit is trying to show you there's more than one tool here. Like there are, you know, the wand is equally as powerful as the sword. You know, your desire is equally as important as your words. You know, what your intention is, what your, you know, the pentacle is equally as mighty as the wand and the sword, and the cup is as well. And it's kind of like, if you don't provide the tool, if you don't show up with your sword and engage in a sword battle, if you sort of kind of let that other person have their own way, or like give them all of the space that they need, they're going to just, I just get this like, almost like, you know, like just puking from the inside out, like all of their toxicity for it all just to be seen. So I don't know, just take it as it resonates, guys, but it is a very strong message. There's something here where you have learned how to use alternate tools, and I feel like Spirit is saying there is using the tools, and then equally as powerful, there is not using the tools and sort of letting, you know, something come out a bit. I've been getting a lot of downloads on tarot cards lately, like especially like the 5 of Pentacles card. Just, I mean, it's been very interesting. Okay. You have the alchemy of the 6 of Pentacles next, right here. And this is a bit in the past position. And this is saying, you know, there is something that is invested in the past that it's almost like the success of that is assured. For some of you, this is that you have chosen to get new knowledge, or you have chosen to learn a new skill, or new ways of looking at things, or new ways of dealing with things, or you have like opened your mind up to alternate possibilities, or where you may have shut down in the past, you're now opening up. There's a balancing out that's happening here. It's not about, you know, giving up or changing who you are or the way that you see things. It's about understanding that there's more than one way to see things, and opening ourselves up to all the possibilities and seeing if there isn't one that may serve your highest and best in a situation better than another. But there's something here about where it's almost like you have learned something, and or you have invested in something, and its success is assured, though you haven't seen it yet. It's still materializing, it's still coming, but it's like you invested in it in real life. This could even be investing in yourself. This could even be, you know, like I said, reading a book, or you know, taking care of yourself, or cleaning something, or moving something, or doing something here. And it's like, it is going to have a lasting impact, or it is going to come back to you in another way. You just haven't seen it yet. You are gathering some kind of confidence and some kind of strength here. You are taking your power back. You are not letting energies around you shift you out of your energy anymore. It feels like you may have used to have done that. And I mean, you got to think about the nature of your zodiac sign. Pisces is a mutable water sign. You take on the shape of the container you're in, right? And so a lot of times you can almost like unknowingly, I want to say, do that. Even if you hold on to your own pillar of consciousness, it's like if you are in a situation where there's a lot of friction or a lot of competition or a lot of whatever, a lot of times our natural reaction is to sort of shift into that energy. And as a mutable water sign, you're very susceptible to that. And this is really showing me, especially here in the present moment where you have the alchemy of strength, this is about running your own game and not being as disturbed or even aware or even as concerned with the things around you or what's happening around you or who or what is going on around you. It's kind of about just focusing on yourself and what your own needs are. You are having something that from your past is going to pay off dividends here. It's going to really work out for you. And I don't think that you see it yet. Even in the near future, we still have the moon card, so it feels as though it hasn't been revealed, but you can see the sun coming up over the horizon. And this card, the moon card in this deck, is actually called the eclipse. And it's kind of like, it almost feels like the moon and the sun are shifting places or trading places, or it may even feel that way, where it's just like suddenly something is revealed. The sun passes in front of the moon. I mean, we know that that doesn't really happen, but we do get that optical illusion of that, or like we do get the effect of that or whatever. Again, this is taking me back to the magician with the sleight of hand and the, you know, learning when it is to reveal that you do possess these tools. It may even be that people underestimate you based on like a past way of your being, a past way that you were, or even the sort of, I'm almost getting like meek energy that you may give off. And, you know, meek has its meanings or whatever, or its connotations or whatever. But, you know, in the Bible, it says the meek shall inherit the earth. So there's something here about, it's almost like this energy of either keeping your tools close to your vest and sometimes just letting the other person fall on their own sword and not even engaging, not even getting your sword out, but just trusting that they're going to fall on their sword, because it does feel like they will. And there's almost this sense of trusting that the truth will always come to the light. And that sometimes the most powerful tool is just letting it, is just allowing it, and it's almost like allowing someone to feel like they have defeated you, or that you don't have any fight left or something like that. And their own arrogance doing themselves in. I don't know, Pisces, but that is very much what I'm getting there. So take it as it resonates and leave the rest. That message may not be for everyone. Let's dive in with some soulmate cards for Pisces. Okay. Life is forever changing in accordance with nature's divine will. May we lovingly embrace life's changing seasons in the knowledge that all is as it should be and that love is all there is. Pisces, you're getting such a strong message. I hope it's doing it. I hope it's coming through. Have you lost sight of what is really important? Remember a time when life was simpler and the world seemed like a giant playground just waiting to be explored? Perhaps it's time to rediscover that world together. In order for you to heal your relationship with another, you must first heal the relationship you have with yourself. Forgive yourself, accept yourself, and love yourself. I feel like that message has come out quite a lot lately for you guys too. This may be where, it can't even be where in the past we've engaged with energies that may not have really been, it may not have been out of love, or it may not have been a situation that we really needed to engage in. We may have been the one that was tricked into engaging with it. In other words, someone may have presented like they were, you know, making all these promises and then they never kept it. Or, you know, someone may have appeared to be our friend, but they were really a wolf in sheep's clothing. You know, it may be something here where you're sort of learning that trick for yourself to appear one way and then kind of be another. And I don't mean it in a dishonest way, and I don't mean it in a manipulative way at all. I just mean in a way that allows someone to reveal to you who they actually are before you're really investing, or what their intention is, or I'm just getting this requires determination and discipline. I think you have some champions out there, Pisces, and I think they are going to be showing up. But I think in the mix, you may have a few like false champions. And there's sort of this energy of kind of letting it all wash out. You know what I'm getting is, you know, when they're mining for gold and they take like a scoop of sand from the river and they put it in that colander type thing, that screen thing, and they shake it around and all the sand falls and the gold is still in the thing. That's the energy I'm getting here. So take it as it resonates. All right, let's dive in deeper. It's like, I'm totally getting, it's not something to be afraid of. It's like you actually have this skill now. You actually, and you may have even always had the skill, but never used it, or allowed other things within you to guide. I'm almost getting, it's like your desires may have at times guided you, like you wanted who you wanted someone to be. And this is sort of like having the determination and the discipline to let people show you who they are, instead of even putting any kind of want or hope onto somebody as to who they are. Okay, I don't know. Let's go. For Pisces, for Pisces. For Pisces, please, Spirit. What does Pisces need to know right here? Guys. All right. Oh my gosh. I mean, you guys, seriously, you know how this like cleaning out your closets energy has come out in like the last two readings? Well, you have this release energy on the bottom of the deck. And it says, release grudges, wounds, and pent-up feelings through healthy activities. This, oh my God, you guys, underneath that, seriously, is declutter. Let go of old items. Create a sacred space for yourself. Yeah, this came out as being related to cleaning out your closet. This stuff prevents you from, it holds you down, it weighs you down, and it prevents you from the beauty that is available to you. It's taking up space, and you don't want to take up space with this crap. It just the same way, like if you go to your closet and you're like, I can't find anything to wear, clean out your closet. Because what's blocking the energy of what you do love in your closet is what you don't love that you're just holding on to. in case or whatever, but you don't love it. So get rid of it. It's the same thing. If it's not in resonation with love, if it's not in alignment with where you're going or what you're hoping or whatever this is that you've been investing in, this choice that you've made for yourself on how you want to be, how you want to live, and what you want your life to look like, then get rid of it. And when it comes up by itself, if a thought, an errant thought comes up that is not in resonation with where you're going or is about someone who did you wrong that you've never been able to make peace on it, say, you know what? This is not in alignment with where I'm going. I let it go. I release it. I release it. Please, spirit, please, angels, please, you know, benevolent beings, take this thought and this energy from me. I am ready to let it go. I'm ready to release it. It is not in alignment with where I'm going or where I'm headed. Because I am getting some energy of moving toward love here, big time. All right. Then you have this passion. So remember how I was saying, when our desire leads us, we are easily tricked, really and truly, because we're letting our desires lead. And our desires know no bounds. So okay, I want a soulmate. Like, I'm just using this as an example. I want a soulmate. So then when someone shows up that it, you know, like meets certain qualifications, we can go, oh my gosh, this is that person. And then we can put this desire, we put what we desire them to be on them, and it takes away our ability to be honest about who they are. And then we are tricked, you know, they are the magician. But we are allowing it. We're opening ourselves up to that because we're letting our desire lead without being grounded, without being discerning, without, you know, without using all of the tools in our tool belt. We're just sort of saying, okay, well, this is what I desire. This must be it. Let me look for everything that justifies that this is it or confirms that this is it. And let me stop being real about who this is. And it's not even that, it's not a conscious thing. It's just that, like, this is what we desire. We're allowing ourselves to be led by desire. We're putting these desires on this person. This is who I desire you to be. Okay, take it as it resonates. It says, don't be afraid to fail. Follow whatever makes your heart happy. This is the thing. So these situations that happened in the past when you did this, they were not failures. They made your heart happy at the time. And so there is almost this energy of recognizing that. And I feel like it is too, so that we can release it. We can call it what it is. And we can say, at one time, this was something that I thought I desired, and it made my heart very happy. But when I went deeper with it, I realized that it wasn't that, and I'm discarding it because I realized that this isn't, in fact, what I desired. And so I'm discarding everything that goes with that. You know what I mean? Then you have this pay attention, look out for signs from the divine, acknowledge red flags. This came out yesterday. It's like, we don't have to look for the things that are wrong with people. They are obvious. We will see them as long as we're not doing this. And we're not, because this is the energy that makes us see the red flag and then dismiss it and say, oh yeah, but you know what, I can deal with that. Oh yeah, but you know what, but since I see it, I won't fall prey to it. Let me tell you, seeing it is not a cloak or a shield from not falling prey to it. And this is literally saying, look out for signs from the divine. I feel like the divine is leading you very directly in a path that is in alignment with your soul purpose and with why you're here. And I feel like the divine is actively sort of sending you signs and synchronicities right now. And it's saying, you know, don't get misled at this time. You know, this is a time to keep your wits about you and to be determined and disciplined for your own highest and best. Something that this Six of Pentacles energy, it's like telling me that the divine, it's like, this is the moment when the divine was like, yep, they're ready. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. This is what I'm getting. And then you have obsession. focusing too much on one situation, the need to take a step back. So if you are sort of hell-bent on a particular direction right now, if you are like, I'm going in this direction, or it has to be this person, or, you know, you're really focused on one thing at the exclusion of other things, take a breath. Just step back from it. And because when we get too honed in on one thing, we're missing, there could be better opportunities right here. But we're so into this one opportunity, and we're so sure that this one thing is the thing for us, that we're missing the better opportunity that's right beside it. So there is an energy here of zooming out intentionally and looking at the bigger picture, and not just letting our mind get us in an Eight of Swords situation where we're really focusing on one thing, and even if we start to let it go, we come back to that one thing. You know, if that's happening with you, consciously break that cycle by zooming out. That's how it's coming across to me. All right, so let's dive in with your tarot. Pisces, I honestly feel like Spirit has a plan for you, you know, or that, like, I don't know, this may be a kind of a profound moment in your life where the road is going to open up. And when I say the road, I mean the one that is meant for you, you know? So just be keeping that in mind as you are traveling. Okay. Oh my gosh, this moon energy. I love the moon energy in this reading, though. It feels so good. It feels cool and relaxing and like relief from the heat. Some of you were talking yesterday about the heat in California and Oregon. And I'm sure it's hot everywhere. It's definitely hot here in Florida. This King of Cups feels like it's in relationship to this Magician. You know, you have spent time honing your skills, whether you know it or not. The purpose of the journey up until this point may have even been the opportunity for you to learn how to use your tools. You have to actually put them to work in order to master them. And the King energy is master energy. And so, you know, I was reading that book about King Arthur. I finished it. And, but it's talking about like how, you know, sometimes, you know, before the warrior, he may even be trained or whatever, but before he goes into battle, you know, the battle is where he masters his skill. Battle is where he really learns through the energy of experience and, you know, actually facing the enemy, how to fight, how to utilize the knowledge that he has. And that's kind of what I'm getting. It's kind of like you had to sort of go through what you had to sort of go through to learn how to master. And this is the King of Cups, and you are a Pisces. So your own emotions, your own true nature even. And, you know, with the Moon card, it's sort of like you may not have used it totally yet the way to where you are right now, to the level and the degree to which you are right now. And there's an opportunity definitely coming. This has been something that has taken a long time to come together with Temperance. And it is something that had purpose, and it was actually like, okay, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I am seriously getting that energy of, you know, the divine sort of knowing exactly what you needed. Or this may have even been you before you incarnated into this life, making your soul agreement or your soul contract as to what you wanted to learn or how you wanted to evolve or become more enlightened, if that's something that you believe in. If not, just leave it, you know, take what resonates and leave the rest. Always, always. But with this Temperance, you know, it's not something that we can just develop overnight by thinking about it or by wishing for it or by wanting it. It's something that happens gradually over time as, you know, we come into contact with different experiences and different wisdom and different energy and different information. And we learn kind of by trial and error of, okay, let me utilize this tool and see how it works, or see if I'm really good with that tool. I mean, there's a lot of talk in the King Arthur book about, do you use a sword, or do you use a spear, or do you use an axe, or, you know, I mean, it's kind of gruesome. And I don't usually read gruesome books, but man, that was a really good book. I'm going to read the second one. It's a trilogy. But it's something that comes together, you know, equal parts, like wisdom and experience. You know, the experience causes us to be curious and to seek wisdom. And then we get the wisdom, and then, you know, we then have to wait for another experience to apply that wisdom and to see, have we grown? Are we centered? Are we grounded? Especially with temperance. You see how she has 1 foot on the ground and 1 foot in the water? This is the energy of, yes, having emotion, listening to our emotion, listening to what it's telling us, allowing it to guide us, but also staying very grounded and very deeply centered in our own sense of peace and connection to all that is. So this is a very powerful position. This rainbow in the background is definitely giving me 10 of Cups vibes. It is giving me like all of this coming together so that something even greater or something outside of you can come together. We have to bring the inside together, heal, ground, center. It takes time. It's a process. It's a journey, so that then something else can come together. So this may just be you with you, but it may be you with another person as well. It's something that hasn't been revealed to you yet. It's coming. Have faith. So let's clarify this King of Cups and this Moon card energy for you, Pisces. Oh my God. I say that because the Six of Pentacles is on the bottom of the deck, and the Six of Pentacles is this energy. Yeah, I mean, man, oh man, oh man. So, wow, this, okay. I actually was meditating and I saw the Five of Pentacles, and I saw it as, you know, I actually saw Greta Thunberg, or whatever her name is, that girl that's young, that's like a climate environmental person. It came through as, sometimes it's a very lonely road to occupy the space that you feel duty bound to fill. And I'm not talking about whether or not Greta Thunberg or her ideas are right or wrong, or environmental or climate or anything like that. I'm just telling you, you know, spirit, things are explained to me in a way that I will understand them. Then I am trying to translate them to you. You know what I'm saying? And so there's this energy, though, of, it can be very lonely. You can feel very locked out, and you can actually get wounded from taking a position like that. I can't remember who it was, but some politician at some point said something really nasty or negative about her. You know, she has taken insults. She has taken blows for standing on the right, regardless of whether she's right or she's wrong. She's standing in a position that she feels duty bound to protect. That's what I'm getting. All right. And I think it's showing me an environmentalist in the earth, because it is a Pentacles card. But like, it's not limited to that. Okay. But the thing about it is it can be very lonely, and you can accept insults and injuries, or not even accept, but take many blows to stand in that place. And, you know, a lot of times you're just like, man, it sure would be nice to get in out of the cold and to like go into the church and to be accepted by everyone that's in there. But in order to do that, I have to give up what I feel duty bound to protect, or to be, or to honor, or to whatever, speak for, because it can't speak for itself, or whatever in the world it is. And with this Seven of Wands and the King of Cups, it is giving me that same sort of feeling of, you know, being duty bound to remain who you are, or to not give up your ability to feel or be emotional just so that you can, I don't know, it's coming across with normal, but with quotations around that, because there is no normal. What is normal? Who decides what's normal? What's normal for you is not normal for me. What's normal for me is not normal for you or for everyone else. You know what I'm saying? We're all very, very different on purpose. And so normal is just sort of another one of those words that, you know, should go by the wayside with should and shouldn't. And good and bad. So there's just this energy of, with the Seven of Wands and the King of Cups, it's like protecting that sensitive space within you, you know, doing battle to protect it, having to take sacrifices. When you're an emotional person and you have to send someone off to battle or to war and know that you may never see them again, it can be an excruciatingly painful situation, right? I'm sure you know that. I'm sure you've experienced that. Maybe not sending them off to war, but losing someone that you love, or letting go of maybe even a night from your life, you know, someone who you were in love with. Knowing, though, that it is what you have to do for yourself and for them, and for the greater good. But there is this energy of, with the Seven of Wands, fighting, standing your own ground on who you are, and not letting it remove you or strip you of those emotions, but instead letting those emotions, or letting that true nature be your teacher, be the thing that you end up mastering. God, I hope that makes sense, because it's such a beautiful thing, the way that it's coming through. And then you have this Moon card with the Two of Swords. And this Two of Swords energy, this is the third reading, I want to say, that you've gotten this, and it's been a kind of profound energy in every single reading. This Two of Swords is, again, different than the first Two of Swords or the second Two of Swords. Remember, the first Two of Swords was, I think it was like a pretty traditional Two of Swords, where the heart's covered and the eyes are blindfolded. And then the second Two of Swords, there was a mesh blindfold and her arms were wide open with the two swords on either side. And here we see, with the two swords, this energy of prayer and this energy of communication. And with the Two of Swords, in this situation, it is feeling very much like putting your trust in the divine. That sometimes we stay in an energy long enough to learn what we need to learn from it, or to integrate a lesson that we have already learned. And when we open ourselves up to kind of like divine will, or, you know, that we may not know what is best for us in this life, that maybe there is a divine entity out there that knows something more than we do about who we are or where we're supposed to go, but we offer ourselves up as open to being led. Remember, you had something here that was like the divine. I said, I feel like the divine is trying to send you messages. Yeah, look out for signs from the divine. Acknowledge red flags. This is like, even, you know, like as I sit down to the table to read the tarot cards, I light a candle and I say, you know, I open myself up to my spirit guides, saints, angels, ascended masters, benevolent spirits, deceased loved ones, you know, anyone who wants to guide me in a benevolent way toward the messages and the words that are meant for you. And that's sort of like this. That's what I'm getting from this Two of Swords, is a very similar energy of just saying, you know, it's unknown. What's out there is unknown. I'm not really sure what comes next, or I'm not really sure, but I'm like completely opening myself up to you. And I am open to receiving divine signs, and guidance. I know that, you know, you only lead me in this towards the things that are in my highest and best, you know, and in your mind, you know, sometimes it's good to remove good and bad from that, because there is no good and there is no bad. There just is. And everything is our teacher. Everything is an experience for us And it is for us. It is for our greater good. And especially sometimes navigating uncharted territories where we don't know what the outcome will be, and we're making ourselves completely humble and completely vulnerable, and we're acknowledging our mere humanity here. It is like a very powerful position. It feels like the opposite, right? Or it may look like the opposite, but when we are willing to open ourselves up to that experience, it's a powerful position, and it becomes our guide, and it becomes our teacher, and it becomes something that, you know, gives a lot back to us. It usually pays off in big, big ways. All right. Oh man, and there is the Magician. There's the freaking Five of Pentacles, you guys. Seriously. All right, well, I don't even need to talk about that because I just already did. I cannot even tell you, you know, I for a very long time was always getting like scarcity mindset, fear associated with this energy. And this shift that was made for me in seeing it through this eye of sometimes it's lonely to stand on the side of what you believe in or what you feel honor bound or duty bound to stand beside, it shifted the whole feeling of the energy. And in this card, you know, there are these trees and there's this grass and there's almost a feeling of abundance. And funny, it is sort of like the environment, right? But yeah, oh my God, it's so weird how this all works out. But all right, so you have the Knight of Swords in reverse and the Three of Cups upright. You know, the Knight of Swords in this particular energy with the Three of Cups is giving me that feeling of when we feel uncomfortable or when we feel like things are not working out for us, one of the first things that our human nature tells us to do is change something outside of us. And sometimes it can be so intense a feeling that we're like, I just can't rest until I do this, until this is done, until I know this, until I've said this, until I've unburdened myself of this. And you see this, you know, really kind of pretty profoundly in toxic people who can't carry the weight of their own emotion. They're not capable of processing their own emotion. They're not capable of sitting with a feeling or even sitting with themselves. And, you know, it's like they're sort of allergic to it kind of energy. It's like a hot potato. I got to get rid of it. I got to get rid of it. And they'll spew it and put it on anybody, you know, whoever is there, you know, kind of an energy. It's really not a personal thing, though. A lot of times people take it very personally. Well, with the Knight of Swords being in reverse, there's this energy of, I don't need to change something outside of myself. I need to change something inside of myself. I need to look within for what I need to change to be made comfortable in this moment, in this feeling. Changing something outside of myself is very superficial. It's very temporary and it's not sustainable. Changing something inside myself will change something forever, you know, like, or as long as I maintain that energy, right? We can always slide backwards, or we can always, you know, undo what we've done within ourselves. But there's this energy of, you know, I have to bring that inside myself instead of trying to change something outside myself. And there may even be this energy of an example where you're like even seeing it in the form of someone else and going, oh, wow, I don't want to be like that. Or, oh, wow, you know, that I felt that way. I empathize, or I have compassion, but like I see the error of that approach. You know, I see that that is not the most disciplined and determined approach. Disciplined and determined has come into my head, I don't even know how many times during this reading, so take it as it resonates, but that's kind of, I think, a big issue here. And with the Three of Cups, this is like a celebration, and it is a reconciliation, but this feels with a part of myself. And it feels, this particular Three of Cups is giving me a sense of peace and a sense of harmony and a sense of, you know, whenever you talk about a three, you can talk about masculine, feminine, and the divine, body, mind, and spirit, Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. You know, those are all trinities, right? And, you know, there is a certain peace when things are at balance like that, when the body, mind, and the spirit are all at balance. And really what we are trying to do is maintain that sense of equilibrium, or that sense of peace within ourselves. And by the best, most profound way of doing that is going to be the most sustainable and the least, actually in the end, the least amount of effort, is to go within and to do it within. Maintaining something outside ourselves requires a lot of energy, a lot of intention. It's like trying to hold a tower together that really wants to come apart. You know, we can do it for a certain amount of time, but it's not sustainable. We can't do it for the rest of time. Eventually we're going to have to let go. We're going to lose our strength. We're going to lose our footing. A storm is going to roll in, and the rain is going to cause it to become slick, and we'll slide down the thing. So the most sustainable way to do that is kind of to let the tower fall, and then to look within ourselves to rebuild. And so that's what I'm getting here. And this can be in relation to that Six of Pentacles energy from the beginning, where we've made a choice or we've made an investment in ourselves in the past. This may be a situation where, like, really the choice that was made in that moment that is going to pay off and is bringing a big return to you that you haven't seen yet, is a choice that you made to change something within yourself instead of outside yourself. We can always look outside ourselves and blame other people. We can always look outside ourselves and say, that needs to change, or that's not okay, or that's unfair, or but the reality is, life has existed before we got here and is going to exist after we got here. So us trying to say, you know, I'm not saying don't make change. That is not at all what I'm saying. Like, make change. But what I'm saying is the most powerful way to make change is to make it within yourself, and to be an example, and to be a pillar of consciousness. Because other people around you are going to see that change and that transformation, and they're going to want it for themselves. And then they may even ask you, how did you achieve that? What did you do? And then you'll be able to say, I looked within. I made this decision to look within. It was the best thing I ever did. I was exhausted. I felt like I was getting battered around in the sea by the life, because that's how it feels when we're trying to change things outside ourselves. When we are changing things within ourselves, we're learning to surf those seas. We're learning how to navigate life. And then we don't have a need to run away from suffering or to make life what we want it to be. We have the ability instead to open up to what life brings us, and know that we have the skills and that we have the power, and we know how to hone our own skills to be able to surf whatever life brings us. And then we're not living in fear, we're living in empowered energy. And that's when the good stuff really starts to happen. So you may have honed these skills by being true to yourself and not accepting less than you deserve, and not letting, you know, coming to a place where you were like, I'm not willing to hold other people's toxic crap. And if it means that, you know, holding my line here and holding what I know I deserve and what is best for me in this moment means saying no, or means not agreeing, and it means that I lose people from my life, or it means that I lose a situation that's somewhat comfortable, then that's what that means. But it will come back to me. That choice will in the end pay off. And we see that with the Six of Pentacles here. All right. Whoops. Let me do this. Wow, so many cards. Wow, the moon. Man, oh man, oh man. So, oh my gosh, Pisces, this is freaking profound energy here. I don't know what is going on with you guys, but you're stepping out in style here very shortly. You have the Eight of Cups, the Moon, the Ten of Swords, and then King of Cups, clarifying that Knight of Swords in reverse and the Three of Cups upright. This is just illuminating in more greater detail, I feel like, the path to this energy of, you know, mastering the self. With the Eight of Cups, it's like we have to be willing to acknowledge and admit the things that are just not working in our life, and we have to be willing to let them go instead of trying to force them or cling to them. With the Moon card, we have to be willing to face the unknown. We have to be brave enough to say that whatever comes is okay with us, and that we do have the ability to transform or to change it or to alchemize it or to make the most of it or to learn from it or to, you know, hone our surfing skills, right? With the Ten of Swords there, often our greatest adversary in our entire life is our own thoughts. This is most people's plight in life. You know, we think it's outside ourselves. We'd rather focus on things outside ourselves. We'd rather say it's over there or it's them or it's this or it's that or it's, you know, something that we can't possibly change. But what it typically is our own mindset. In the book that I was reading about King Arthur, not to keep going back to this, but he's in this moment where he has literally made an enemy out of everyone. And basically people just want to kill him. They're going to go to war with his kingdom just to get to him. And he's in a situation where he's outnumbered like by, you know, like over 1,000 soldiers to his little paltry 200. And he's trying to convince a king of another kingdom to band with him so he at least has a fighting chance. And this king is a coward and says no. And so Arthur looks at his guys and he said, any of you who are oath bound to, you know, serve me, I'm letting you out of your oath at this moment. You can walk away. You can leave if you want. You don't have to go into this battle. It is literally like basically suicide. And all of his men are like, nope, we're not letting you go by yourself. We're going to be there. We're going to fight. And a lot of things happen in this fight, but it is Arthur's own mentality that he's going to live and die by his own sword. He does get help from somewhere at some point. I don't want to ruin the novel in case any of you want to read it. But it's called The Winter King by Bernard Cornwell. He does get help, but ultimately it was him who had to believe in himself, who had to believe he had a fighting chance, who had to believe that he could go into those numbers and that he would survive however. And he literally said that, I'm either going to meet with you and enjoy a meal with you in the other world, or we're going to come out crazy victors and the bards will be singing songs about us for the rest of time. And, you know, this is something that is still being written about today, many, 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 many years later. So, you know, truthfully. And so a lot of times, you know, we can face adversaries that are bigger than us. Like, who did Greta Thunberg think she was? She was a kid and she was like, I'm going to take on climate change or whatever it was that exactly she took on. And yet here's, you know, we all know her name. When I'm referring to her in this reading, I know who she is and I don't really follow that stuff. And you probably know who she is and you may not follow that stuff. So, you know, we know who she is. We know something about what she is about. We know what position she's standing in. You know, who did she think she was as some like 10-year-old, 12-year-old kid that we were going to listen to her, that anyone was going to hear her? It is, with the Ten of Swords, it is us who defeat ourselves before we even give ourselves the chance to master our skills and to master our strengths and to master our own like unique self. So wow, Pisces, this is like, I mean, oh my gosh, you know what I just got in my head? Stairway to Heaven. I have no idea why that happened. All right. And then you have this Five of Pentacles is being clarified by the 10 of Pentacles. You must be willing to experience lack in order to experience wealth. You have to be able to risk it sometimes in order to be able to have the payoff. And I don't mean that like all the time, but like when it comes to minor arcana, right, you start with the ace, which is potential. It's something that is given to you from the divine. It's like a skill, it's like an opportunity, it's whatever. how that turns out, how that pans out for you in the end is up to you. You know, the divine just gives you the opportunity. And then it's like you advance through the sword cycle. But part of any cycle is the natural ebb and flow. It is the natural wins and losses. It is the natural being on the top of the Wheel of Fortune and at the bottom of the Wheel of Fortune. Because it isn't about winning. It's about experiencing. It's about learning. It's about growing. It's about evolving. It's about becoming your best and strongest self. And why? Because you have the Eight of Wands with the Magician. The Eight of Wands is moving forward without obstacle, without delay, towards success and victory. It is also about things coming towards you that are helpful. You know, Cupid's arrows, maybe a soulmate, maybe a new love. Maybe it's just a tailwind to help you sail further. An advantageous period of time, advantageous circumstances that come in when you need it the most. When you are in this energy of evolution and expansion and of, you know, being willing to face your own thoughts or the things that you have within you that are preventing you from your own best and highest experience in this world, then you are going to elevate. You are going to, and the universe is going to respond. Everything is going to respond. Your vibration changes. What you are aligned with changes. The whole world changes when you change that way. When you step into your true power, which is something that we often say when we see the Magician energy. All right, so let me get one more here. Okay, we've got the High Priestess on the, oh shit, Pisces, dang. First of all, you have the Moon and the Sun. This is a divine partner. This is my favorite divine pair because this is divinity in its most simplistic energetic form, right? A tale as old as time, the Sun and the Moon, divine masculine, divine feminine. And you have the World card here. This is the completion of a cycle. This is enlightenment. This is growth. This is expansion. This is healing. This is happiness. This is very profound energy. And with the High Priestess, I mean, Pisces, that is you. The World card is our connection to all that is. You know, it is the completion of a cycle, but it is also one of the most liberating and blissful energies there is. It's like, okay, I did it. I scaled the mountain. You know, when you climb to the top of Mount Everest, how that must feel. I did it, you know. Wow, you're not waiting any longer for this, Pisces. This is coming in. Divine timing is coming for you very soon. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. This is like you have been waiting, you planted the seeds, you tended the crop, and now it's time to harvest. You know, now it's time for the abundance to come ringing in. You're not waiting anymore. And damn, with the Page of Wands. Woo! Okay, you have the World card being clarified by the Six of Swords. We see what is in our way is the Ten of Swords. We see what is in our way is the completion of the energy of the Ten of Swords. And that is, you know, all of the thoughts that we have that are not serving our highest and best, right? Anything that exists within us that is in opposition to our soul purpose or to our expansion, our ascension, our growth potential in this world. With the Page of Wands on the bottom of the deck, this is like waking up to your soul purpose, to your soul path, to your passion, toward really falling in love with life. And, you know, feeling like, you know, if you listen to Sadhguru or Michael Singer or, you know, any of these people, they truly have a zest for life. They truly love. They will sometimes even sit and just sit with their breath and just get high off the miracle it is that they're freaking breathing. Like, how ridiculous is it? I've done it. Have you guys ever tried that? Just actually sat and thought about how crazy it is that you have this body that is put together in this way, that you have a skeleton and skin, and that somehow you eat food and your body turns that into energy and fuel for you, and that, you know, really the only things that you really need to live are like water, the sun, the earth, you know, I mean, like, and just breathing and freaking this exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide that we're like I mean, it's intensely crazy what a miracle each and every breath is. And the fact that we don't slow down very often to just get high off that idea, just that whole thought that like, whoa, I'm a living, breathing miracle. You know, we let life tell us who we are. We let the outside world kick us around and make us feel like crap about ourselves and affect us and get us off our place of peace. But our place of peace is that close to us all the time. Just stopping and connecting to our breath. Just stopping and going, holy crap, I am alive. And this is crazy. The sun is shining. There's a palm tree. I'm breathing. I'm recording this. I'm going to put this on YouTube. You guys are going to hear it. We're going to exchange energy like this. I'm reaching people across the world. Like, holy crap. This is life. Oh my God. And the Page of Wands is that where I have a zest for life. I am alive and I feel happy and I feel lucky and I'm, you know, it's literally like a love of life to shine upon and within you, you know, that all the dark chambers are illuminated, that you realize that none of that shit matters anyway, that what really matters is like, holy crap, here I am, you know, I am alive. It's crazy, right? But with the Six of Swords and the Page of Wands and the High Priestess, this is the energy that connects you back to yourself and that puts you in your highest and best self and that zooms you out and shows you, you know, what's important and what isn't in this world and what is in your highest and best and what is not. All right, guys, let me get you some message cards now that I'm high on the fact that I'm breathing. Here we go. Molly, I know you're going to laugh about that. All right, if you're dealing with a water sign, I don't know how to feel. Chemistry, the attraction you feel is mutual. I compare others to you. It's time to decide about this relationship. Fire signs, I admire you. An addiction is affecting this relationship. I can't do this. Someone is undergoing a spiritual transformation. Who is that someone? All right, if you're dealing with an earth sign, this relationship can stand the test of time. Detach with love to clearly see the truth. It is safe to trust in this situation, and children are important to this partnership. If you're dealing with an air sign, I love you. I couldn't let you get close to me. You've done the work. Abundance flows to you now. Your intellect arouses me. I want to tell you how I feel. You came closer than anyone. Pisces, I really hope that this message hits home with you. I hope it resonates. If it does, let me know. Like, share, subscribe. I really appreciate you all. I appreciate you going on these journeys. And, you know, I wouldn't show up if it weren't for you. And I enjoy showing up. So thank you. Until next time, guys, I send you off with all my very best. Always, always, always. Bye-bye.